Today I have an amazing guest on, Katya Libin. She is the founder and CEO of the social media network HeyMama. What Katya and her co-founder Amri are doing is unbelievable. What they're building for moms around the country is basically a place where they can find community and resources to help each other grow and be successful. I really enjoyed my conversation with Katya. We're going to jump right in. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, Katya. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So I want to jump into HeyMama because I have been hearing about the community for a while from a few other women I know. And I decided to check out the community. What you've built is so cool. And I know you're really just starting, even though you've been doing it for a little bit. You've got big plans. Can you talk first about what is HeyMama?
Yeah, so HeyMama, my other child, as I like to describe it, we are a community that facilitates high performance professional relationships for working moms. Our real mission is to support the growth and advancement of these women, especially as they're growing careers and families. So members come together to ask questions, teach each other, connect, whether it's business, personal, learn, collaborate. Really, it's about sharing this space of power and being a part of a collective of women that has your back that you could grow with.
So you came up with this idea with your business partner back in 2014, you guys launched. What problem are you trying to solve for women?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think the big problem is that we have more moms in the workforce with a lot of expectations on what they should be achieving in their career without a real playbook or a system of resources to get them there, right? So moms are working more hours than ever before with less resources than ever before. And so Hey Mama really exists to kind of give them this curated space where they could connect with the people, the content, the experiences that they need to propel their career forward. We are seeing a lot of women leave the workforce right now, which is incredibly sad and feels like so many steps back. But for those of us that are working and hustling so hard, we are not going to be able to be truly successful without leaning on each other. And that's the space that we're creating for our members, all based on the premise that, working moms want to connect and support one another. And you're sharing a similar journey, life stage, struggle that is, just a much more enjoyable and enriching experience when you're in it with other people.
Yeah, and I love that, and I think there is so much that we have so much community that we can quickly build with other women. Can you talk about the ideation? Like, how did you come up with the idea to launch HeyMama?
Really out of a lot of desperation for what I needed after I had my daughter. And I was a young mom. I was 26 years old. I was living in Tribeca at the time, and I was working at a tech company. I was in sales and business development, and it was all guys. They had no maternity policy. So when I had my daughter, I really couldn't turn to them at all for support. And then I looked to my friends, and none of them were having kids yet. You remember in New York City, people are waiting till their 30s, sometimes 40s to have children. So at 26, I was, like feeding my baby in the middle of the night while my friends were probably out dancing on tables still. So I didn't have that sense of like close friendship with another mom who got it. And that's actually what I got from Amory, my co-founder. When I met her, she was really that first mom that I really felt like I connected with in such a big way. I also went to a lot of local play dates, and I was meeting a lot of women that weren't going back to work. They didn't want to talk about deals. They didn't want to talk about their career ambitions. And I felt very alienated and isolated in this experience of being a young, working, ambitious mother that wanted to do it all and wasn't going to really take no for an answer.
I love that. So talk a little bit about what the experience is like to be an entrepreneur.
A roller coaster, dichotomy of highs and lows. Some mornings I wake up and, I write in my journal and I meditate and I tell myself, like, you've got this. Whatever you have to do today, you're going to do it. Whatever you intuitively think is the right decision is the right decision. And go and seize this day, make it awesome. And then sometimes at the end of the day, I'll go to sleep at night and, there have been nights I've held back, tears or cried or really struggled with how much pressure and intensity and just difficulty in terms of running and growing a successful business. It's so much harder than it seems. And it's incredibly fun. There's also the positive sides.
Well, and I completely understand what you're talking about and the idea of the roller coaster, the highs and the lows. One of the things that I think is really important too about being a working mom, also entrepreneurship, is kind of learning how to deal with failure. Can you talk a little bit about how you manage failure?
A lot of forgiveness, to be honest, because I think self-love, almost everything in our lives comes from this third chakra of self-love. If you're able to love yourself and really forgive and be gentle with yourself, so a mistake happens in the company or something doesn't go as planned. If we sit and beat ourselves up about it, we're just going to feel worse. That energy is going to carry over. We're going to lose our confidence. We're going to second guess ourselves. And it kind of spirals into a negative place where the next time a situation comes up, you're thinking back to the mistake you made instead of thinking, no, I got this one. I learned from this and I'm on to the next thing. So the way I deal with failure is really owning up to it. And I show that to my company sometimes. Like if I made a mistake, I'm the first one to say, you know what, my bad. This happens. We're human, but here's what we're going to do next time. And kind of taking those lessons and turning them into a positive, taking challenges and adversity and flipping the script on them, always finding that positive. Because I think this, like what you think is what you are. And so we have to really control what you think.
So in terms of, take us back, tell us, like, did you always know you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Were you an entrepreneurial kid? What kind of child were you?
Yeah. Well, I'm an immigrant. I was born in Russia and my family came here when I was 3 years old. They came over with, $300, 4 suitcases, no language, no real possessions. And they sacrificed a lot for us. And I grew up with parents that were really trying to figure out how this country operated. And so they weren't able to truly open my eyes to the full wealth of possibilities that I could pursue in my career. So I figured a lot of that out on my own. And when I was in high school, I was very ambitious. One day I decided, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. So I decided I wanted to get a summer internship at a law firm. I opened up the yellow pages, and I'm probably aging myself a bit, but at that time, that is still what you would do. And I looked through all the law firms and I called down the list, and I actually found a law firm. It was Aaron Ambelou. It was both A's because I was really at the top of the yellow pages. And I cold called and I basically just waited until someone would give me a chance. And I said, I really want to work for you guys. Can I come in for an interview? Came in for the interview, interviewed in front of all these partners, and I got this amazing job at 16 years old in the city. I would commute from Queens to the city. And I felt so incredibly proud of myself for, just taking that initiative. And my mom and my parents didn't even know what I was doing. I just showed up one day. I was like, hey, I got this great job. I'm working full time in the city, Monday through Friday. And that's how I wanted to spend my summer. So definitely felt very driven, but I didn't have a lot of entrepreneurs around me. I didn't know if that was even something I could do because it always felt like such a big risk. And I think that's what a lot of people face with entrepreneurship is, wow, this is such a big risk. And, am I willing to take this risk? How much risk am I willing to take in my life? And how much lack of stability can I stomach? Fast forward to college, and my sister was an entrepreneur, and I started working with her company. And then I think I got too bossy, and she was like, you need to chill. You need to start your own business. Like, it's too much for me.
So talk a little bit then. So the company has evolved. How did 2020 change your business?
Oof. Completely. We were doing about 180 events across 11 cities in 2019. So we have 11
Wow.
chapters of Hey Mama. We were doing so much experiential. We were growing our membership. We had just closed a round of funding in 2019 to build out our tech platform, which is actually launching this month. Super exciting. And then COVID happened, and we had to move all of our solutions digitally. And what was amazing about it is that we no longer had to, even talk about chapters. We had women joining from every single state across the country
Mhm.
and connecting and really bonding over the different challenges and struggles that they had and helping each other get through this really tough time. So for us, it actually ended up being a big positive. We grew our membership significantly. We, started really investing a lot into building our tech product. And I think it was actually overall really good for our business. It was hard in many other ways, but like anyone can attest to running a remote team and the intensity of the world and kind of the intensity of work. I felt like people were working more hours than they even were before. And there was no barrier between work and home.
Mhm.
And then seeing our community kind of, some people struggling so much with their businesses or their businesses closing down or, them figuring out how to pivot. It just really cemented our responsibility and mission of helping advance working moms.
Yeah.
Um, so all around good, but tough.
Yeah. So, what is your mission?
Yeah. So our mission long term is to really, you know, reduce the stigma around work and motherhood. I mean, we think that it's not as valued as it actually should be, that the strengths that we are gaining from motherhood aren't really recognized. And there's still like this systematic lack of value for working moms in this country. And I think we see that based on just how few resources we get. So our mission really is to provide moms with these connections and tools so they could grow their careers. But long term, we want to redefine the way working motherhood is both valued and stigmatized.
So, and what have you have this community of women now from all across the country.
Mhm.
You're doing a lot more digitally. And as you said, you are launching you're relaunching your platform, I guess, to kind of build out on that, which is amazing timing. So congratulations on that. What have you learned really from these amazing group of hardworking moms who are part of Hey Mama?
Oh my goodness, they teach me so much. I think I learned that, day to day, it can feel a little bit dull if you're not giving back, if you're
Mhm.
not helping others. They show up for each other constantly, and women are helping women that they don't even know, get in the doors, get on Good Morning America, get their product on shelves. And I see that reciprocity and I see that energy that people give to each other every day. And it just cements our initial thesis that people would be like, oh, why do you think that? And I said, because I believe that moms want to support other moms.
Mhm.
We do. We really, there's innately, there's a nurturing, caring element within all of us. And we've gone through, having our children, and then you look around and you look at your life and you think, if you're just doing it for yourself, if you're just out there caring about yourself, you're not going to live as rich or a fulfilled version of your life. And that's what I think Hey Mama actually provides outside of the technical resources and the events and the actual tactical tips. You're getting an opportunity to exchange energy. And that is in itself the most valuable thing we could do, is have a return on our energy every single day. So they just teach me how to be more giving and how to be, you know, more thoughtful and like not to have limits around that. As busy as we all are, I think that generosity, not without boundaries, but it is important to dedicate time to help other people.
How can people respect and listen to their intuition more? Do you have any advice on that front?
Definitely. I'd say the first is listen to your body, like the actual physical effects of your body when something is happening that you really don't like. You'll feel it. Like you'll feel like a tingle, or like, that like your heart sinks a little bit,
Mhm.
or there's some sort of physical reaction when something doesn't sit well with you,
Mhm.
that you'll clearly see. So if you're in a business meeting and you get a weird vibe from someone, or you don't feel like the energy is right, that is incredibly valuable. And I'd say
Mhm.
to listen to that. And um, similarly, if you leave a meeting and you don't feel like you showed up right because you had a lot of fear present, or you were anxious, or you were really tired, or maybe you got triggered, or um, then have the self-awareness to think about, like, wow, how do I feel right now? And was that actually me that was the reason that that meeting or that day didn't go well?
Mhm.
And how do I recenter? And I think that's the hard part, is when you're in that like yucky, icky moment or day where nothing's seeming to work, and you have to. My sister has this saying. She said it on Monday. Unfortunately, we had to put her dog to sleep, and my grandfather got in the hospital, and this was like Monday morning, and we woke up and we weren't planning to put the dog to sleep that day. The dog started getting really ill, and it was just a tough day. And she said we have to fight back against today. Like, we have to fight back. We got to take back control of this day. And it
Wow.
really stuck with me. So the next time you're having a day and it's like 11, you got to fight back. You got to consciously do things that say, no, 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 I'm not letting this be one of those days.
Yeah.
Like, I got to counter this and turn this ship around,
Yeah.
because we are in control of our destiny, I think, every hour.
I love that mantra of like fighting back against the day. So, of everything you've accomplished, what are you most proud of?
My daughter, hands down.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's incredible. And I'm proud of our relationship and how close we are. I think other single moms can maybe attest to this too, but I feel like I've never known truer exponential love and connection the way that I've experienced with her. And
Mhm.
that, you know, that feeling of being so seen and unconditionally loved both ways. She's 9 now, so it's really such a reciprocal relationship when they get older,
Mhm.
where being able to watch her grow and be a part of her development and kind of nurturing and encouraging her along the way is something that I'm really, really proud of, the woman that she's becoming. And then, of course, Hey Mama is just, I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of it because it was a really beautiful idea. And there's a lot of really beautiful ideas out there, and not all of them end up becoming actual businesses that can succeed
Right.
and prosper.
Yeah.
And so to now be a team of 20 women that are building this business, starting with $500 in an Instagram account, I am
Mhm.
proud. And I have to acknowledge that, because I know how few women get venture funding, how few women are able to make it past the $1 million mark, how few
Mhm.
women are able to make it past the 5 year mark. And
Mhm.
we're at 6 years. And like you said, I think we're just getting started. So you got to count your wins.
Yeah. Well, so what's next for Hey Mama?
Well, what's next? Our new platform is rolling out over the next 2 months. And we're so excited because it actually creates this really intuitive experience for members to find each other, to
Mhm.
get matched, to connect with great relevant content based on their stage of life, based on their stage of business, based on finding women that really can move the needle for them. So, really thinking about like connection and relationships, and zoning in on that with technology to support is so cool and fascinating for us. So we're really pumped. And then we have a really exciting program that we are launching in May that's all about celebrating the skills that we've gained from motherhood and acknowledging them in the workforce, and really like
Mhm.
tapping into that power and potential that we have. So I'm personally very excited for that as well.
I love that. Well, I can't wait to see where that goes, and I'm excited. a new member of the community, so I'm really excited to see what you guys have coming up. What if people want to connect with you? What is the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, you could connect with me on Instagram. I'm Katya's Life, KatyasLife. And you could connect with HeyMama. We're HeyMama Co on Instagram. And if our website is heymama.co if you want to learn more.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Katya. Your honesty and vulnerability in sharing your story. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was really an incredible way to start the day. And I'm so inspired by you and what you've built and honored to be on your platform.
Thank you.